Good morning. I feel like I'm giving my back to half the crowd here, but this is a great day here in the North Ward, and I really have to thank and commend the mayor of the great city of Newark, Mayor Baraka, and his team. We approached the city officials maybe a little over a year ago about the idea of renovating Mount Prospect Park. We were immediately connected with a great design team that really wanted to link the design of this park to the historic character of this neighborhood. We were able to pay for the design utilizing HES funds out of the North Ward Council office. And this is actually a great project, not only because it renovates another one of our parks here in the North Ward, but it's actually the very first park project that's completed in the city of Newark utilizing Open Space Trust Fund. And maybe 2 years ago, I was able to sponsor a resolution which put an item before the voters of the city of Newark, and they overwhelmingly voted for the city of Newark to have its own open space trust fund. And what that does is on an annual basis, we're able to collect funding that we can reinvest in our park system here in the city. And Mount Prospect Park stands as a living example of what's possible when our residents decide to prioritize the importance of open space. And this is just an unbelievable park project. I get a lot of compliments, messages on Facebook and Twitter about how great the site looked. And I really also have to thank the contractor that worked on this project. I mean, they were definitely ahead of schedule, and very impressive work here. To all the individuals that made this possible, I want to say thank you to the North Ward Center, because these parks definitely benefit from the renovation, but we need partners in the community that are going to be active stakeholders in keeping these parks clean, and more importantly, organizing events and activities. And I'm very glad to see our friends from the North Ward Center here. So I'm delighted to be a part of this. Mayor, thank you for this great gift.
Consulting engineers and a landscape architect, and we were the design team that worked with the city of Newark on this project. And I wanted to thank the city of Newark, especially the mayor, the city administration, the council members, especially Councilman Ramos, who was a part of the design of this project. At every meeting, and a lot of thought was put into this design. It started out, this site was a piece of property that was in disrepair. There were heaving sidewalks, dead and dying trees, many of them were unsafe. And the city had the vision to dress up the site, and they wanted to incorporate some passive areas into it, sitting areas, landscaping, access. We fixed up the staircase, the walls in the back, added fencing, created this sitting area which was not existent before. It was just a woody, weedy slope with a lot of vegetation on it. That a lot of it was unsafe, and some trees did have to be removed, but plenty more were installed. And the city had that vision to work with us and create a passive open space that could be used by the community, which would be a benefit to the neighborhood. And the area is just opened up between the beautiful views of the North Ward Center building across the street. Views to the east of Manhattan skyline have opened up with a lot of the trees that have been limbed up, and the area has just generally improved aesthetically. The main design of the project, I really have to give credit to one of my colleagues in my firm, Matthew Smith, who's here, who researched on his own the history of the neighborhood, the Clark Thread Company, and the history that was here, and how that became part of the design with a monument that gives credit to the history of that component of the neighborhood, and the spool of thread, and the thread, this blue pattern in the sidewalk, which leads down to the bullnose area at the end of the street, where there is a stainless steel needle into the concrete. So a lot of that is symbolism that's somewhat subtle, but it will remind and teach people that visit this site of the history of the neighborhood, the Clark Thread Company, the building across the street, and the pride that's in Newark of the history that we have, and the many components that we still grasp onto and educate many people that don't know about it and that may visit the city. And it's just another public enhancement that the city administration, the engineering department, working with Phil Scott and his department, engineering, Joe Campos, and the other engineers were ideal members of working with the council members, of coming up with these ideas to work with this project, to keep it within a reasonable budget, get it out to public bid, and a great job by TechCon Contractors, Sylvia Farrell, who's here, president of that company. A great team effort overall, a nice new site to be enjoyed by the public, and we look forward to many years of watching this evolve, the plant material grow as it serves to benefit many generations of community residents in the section of Newark. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a glorious day. It's fitting. I want to thank first Mayor Baraka for understanding that the beautification of the North Ward and the city is of utmost importance. I also want to thank our wonderful councilman, Anibal Ramos, for always making the North Ward first. And we appreciate that, yes. I just want to take a few moments talking about this plaque here. It says that my father, Steve Adubato, began the North Ward Center at the Clark Mansion in 1970s. And if we think back about what the 1970s looked like back then, people were running from the cities. My father, this beautiful mansion was run down, vacant, and an eyesore to the community. My father, 40 years ago, hopped over that fence, illegally broke into the building because it was vacant. So he popped something open, broke into the building, looked at it, saw sheets of sheetrock, dark, damp, vacant. He pulled something off the wall and he saw unbelievable woodwork. Woodwork from the Clark Mansion that William Clark wanted that had threads throughout it. He continued to pull down the walls. And for 40 years, that's what the North Ward Center and also Mayor Baraka will be doing for Newark, pulling off what was once Newark, a vibrant city filled with beauty. We can be that again when we work together, and this is an example of it. And I can't wait to take care of it and support it, so thank you.
So that all can come out, participate. We're glad to have with us Freeholder Rolando Bobadilla. We're also glad to have with us Deputy Mayor of Community Engagement, Jacqueline Aquiles, and Deputy Mayor of Workforce, Mr. Rahman Muhammad. And as we talked about the threads that have brought things together with William Clark, we are delighted to have our mayor with us, who has been the thread in our community, helping to bring us together across all types of diverse lines, cultural lines, that we can realize that we are Newark together. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce our mayor of the great city of Newark, Ras J. Baraka.
It's a beautiful day. Seems like it's getting better as it progresses. I'd like to thank first the councilman of this ward, Councilman Ramos, for one, the Open Trust Fund is something that he fought for initially, and to be able to use the same dollars to create a park here that I'm sure he's been back and forth in this neighborhood consistently, to see something bigger than what actually was here. It's something that he envisioned, and we appreciate that because we just really built off of that vision. And I'd like to thank the new director of the North Ward Center, Ms. Adubato, over here, and her mama down there a little bit. For understanding and for keeping up the work, first of all, of the center, but understanding that the North Ward Center does not just live behind those gates, that it is a part of the larger community here in the city. And I have to thank the engineering team here in the city of Newark, the design team, the construction. It was a TechCon construction for putting this together. You did an incredible job here. We seldom get people who get to work and get it done on time. You know, so we gotta, I told them earlier, we have to find you and put you in some more projects we had to chase people around to get things done. But we appreciate the kind of commitment and how you did this expeditiously, and it's beautiful. So it is also a testament to our city. I mean, this park is really a history of the city of Newark, a manufacturing town where things are made consistently to the motif here in this park of the spool of thread, of the needle, of bringing us all together is exactly what Newark is. The manufacturing brought many people from the South, from many different countries, from all over the world to come to Newark to find home here in this city, to live here, to raise their families here, generation after generation, and through many difficult times, never give up, to say I love Newark, that we are Newark, and begin to work with each other to build such a beautiful city. That's exactly what this represents, particularly at a time of turmoil in our city, that we get to say now that this park represents sometime after that turmoil, when we begin to pull Newark back together and make it represent the city we know it all can be. So thank you, and I'm sure there are many people who are going to use this park. I don't really like the word passive park, and I understand what it means, but I'm sure that the residents in this community are not going to be passive about using this park. That's for sure. So God bless you, and it's an incredible day.
1, 2, 3.